Thanks for sticking with me. If you're here for the first time, please go back to parts 1 and 2 so you can get caught up. This is part 3, How I Beat Death. The days that followed were a blur of machines, nurses, and exhaustion. But something was changing. I was still here. My heart wasn't strong, but it was beating. The Impella device was doing its job, and slowly but surely, my ejection fraction started to improve. I was weaned off in about a week's time, and I was able to keep my native heart. It wasn't just my body that needed healing, though. Lying in that hospital bed, I thought about everything I almost lost. My mental health took a hit, and I felt completely fragile and hypersensitive. It's almost like you're glad to be alive, yet afraid to live because you're terrified once you learn and start to really understand what really happened to you. I was always slim, but I had wasted away tremendously. I still remember having a feeding tube and the bottles of Ensure that I had to take in and having to learn how to eat solid food all over again. I even had to learn how to walk again, and though I was very frail, my body felt like it weighed a ton. Recovery wasn't an easy feat. I was both in physical and occupational therapy. My memories slowly came back with each passing day. I can't really explain it. It's like one day you don't know something, then the next day you just recall it for whatever reason. Miraculously, my baby Liam picked up enough weight in about 2 weeks to go home. My mom and sister, who had sat beside my bed preparing for a goodbye that never came, were Liam's first caregivers when he went home. Um, and it was pretty cool. My dreams, which had once felt so important, now seem secondary to the simple fact that I was alive. The first time I got to hold Liam was magical. I had come so close to never meeting him and never feeling the warmth of his tiny body against mine, and that moment changed everything for me. I realized that survival wasn't enough and I needed to make this life count. As I recovered, I made a promise to myself that I would share my story. Heart failure doesn't just happen to the elderly, it can happen to young mothers and those that seemingly are healthy. I wanted others to research and know the signs and also advocate for their health, to fight for their lives like I did. I remember there were points that I didn't have a voice, and my sister Megan was my strongest advocate. Today, I'm not just a survivor with a heart functioning at normal capacity. If anything knows a thing or two about heart valve replacements, you do get a choice of a mechanical or a flesh valve. Usually, people of childbearing age will choose a flesh valve so that they can continue to have children, or they can choose a mechanical valve. But if you do the mechanical valve, you can't have children, and there are other stipulations to that. With a flesh valve, however, you are looking forward to another replacement after so many years. It really depends on the patient and the circumstances. It had originally been predicted that I would need another heart valve replacement in 5 years. Well, here we are. It has been 15 years. My valve is still miraculously functioning as it should. It's almost like my heart decided to adopt the valve as its own. My doctors can't explain it. It's a miracle nonetheless. However, the truth is, at some point, I will need a valve replacement. I hope by then it'll be far less invasive. For the time being, I am a mother, an advocate, a wife, an artist, among other things. My heart was once broken, but it healed, and so did I. This is my second chance, and I refuse to waste it. Thank you for taking the time out to hear my entire story. But this isn't the end. I am planning to do a live, my first live, so bear with me. But I really wanted to show you all the Impella 5.0, not the one that they used on me, but I do have one to show you, those who are interested in seeing. And above all, I hope that you just stick with me on this journey as a heart recovery advocate and survivor. Don't forget to engage with this post from the bottom up. You can share it, save it, comment, like it. And if you're not following me, I would love to have you come along on my journey. Thank you.